One of the things that's neat about Hex, coming from Magic, is that the different portraits that we have here on each side are not, they're not cosmetic. So my opponent and I have different starting life totals here. And the reason why that is my champion determines my starting life total. So every time I play a resource, in addition to gaining a color and a total resource here, I gain what's called a charge towards my champion ability, and basically every 7 resources I play, I can generate a card that generates some card advantage for me. My Thunderfield Seer here that I just played out, yeah, kind of like Vanguards. And one of the really nice things about that Vanguard type effect is in, it allows you to make educated mulliganing decisions when you're playing a control deck or a mid-range deck, because, like, I can look at my hand and go, this opening 7 isn't very good against an aggressive deck, my opponent's playing a champion that's generally an aggressive champion, so I should mulligan. Or, like, I can look at my hand and go, this hand's great against a mid-range deck that's generally a mid-range champion, so I can keep this and I'm going to be pretty well off. So my opponent, and this is one of the things, a lot of games don't allow you to respond to things, so my opponent played out this card called Emperor's Lackey here, which is a 4/4 for 2 that gets smaller every single turn, and I responded to it by casting my card called Dingle, which turns their 4/4, whatever troop I was targeting, into a really ugly pox-ridden 0/1. Are there any infinite combo decks in Hex? There are, in fact, several. Primal Prism here, this is a resource. This is 0/1, means this doesn't give me a resource the turn I played out, so it's kind of like a tapped land, or we call them slow shards. And then this either gives me a charge, or it gives me one of my colors here, so we can choose between the 5 different Hex colors. So I get my second Sapphire, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. I could attack with my 1/1 to deal a point of damage to them, but my opponent's deck generally plays troops that can attack the first turn they come into play, so I'd like to kind of hold this back to block, I think. A combat is similar to Hex as it is in Magic. Some of the keywords function a little bit differently, like Invincible in Hex works a little bit different than Indestructible does in Magic. My opponent's champion power for 3 charges here says they summon a Dreadling, which is a temporary robot that attacks once and then it gets discarded at the end of turn for each different underworld race they control. So yeah, so I can attack. If I attack, my opponent chooses what they want to block with, etc. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this. So this is a slow resource as well, but I can discard it to gain 2 life and draw a card if I pay 2 resources. I'm going to go ahead and play this Lanupaw set out here, which is just a fantastic control card. It's a 3-cost basic action. Oops, I went to the crypt, so it stopped zooming. Which means I can only play it on my turn. And it says, the next action, resource, and troop in my deck gain the line of text when you play this, draw a card. So basically, it's a delayed draw 3 that I get over the course of the next few turns. And you can see here, this resource says it's prophesized, and when I play this resource, I'm going to get to draw a card with it. I didn't play the resource that prophesized because I don't need the extra resource from it this turn, and I would like to play my slow shard. Silver Talon Adjudicator is another great control card. This is a 3/2 flyer for 4, and when it comes into play, if our opponent has more cards in hand than us, we get to draw 2 cards, and if they have more life than us, we get to gain some life. So it's kind of like a Mole Drifter Timely Reinforcement split card. Just good value, reasonable stats, etc. So my opponents activated their champion ability here, and they control 2 different types of underworld troops, so they get 2 1/1s here. I'm just going to go ahead and take this hit here. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I'm going to go to 20, which means I have less life than my opponent, and the Silver Talon Adjudicator is going to draw me some cards. Or gain me some life, sorry. They have 3 cards in their hand. If I play the Adjudicator, we're going to kind of stay the same. I probably want to play this just to gain some life, though. I'm going to lead on the Well of Purpose and see what we draw, because this resource draws us a card when we play it out. So we choose one of our 2 colors here. And drew a Silver Talon Adjudicator that draws us more cards. Yep. So you can see this is prophesized as well, so it draws an extra card. And this is prophesized as well, so it draws an extra card. Start an Arcane Focus and see what we get. It draws a card when we play it from the Prophecy. And then I look at the top 2 cards in my deck and I take one of my choice. And I'll play the Silver Talon Adjudicator out. And you'll see here, it gained us life, but it did not draw us cards because we have more cards in hand than our opponent does right now. Cremate, yep. So that allows them to kill my guy here. Need that. I'm gonna ask Mom to bring you some down, okay? Yep, so they're making a bunch of 1/1 Dreadlings here and attacking. Thankfully, our life total's pretty high. There's none left. Mom's gonna bring some down, okay? It's all gone. I'm not going to block with my Thunderfield Seer because this is keeping the Death Seeker at bay. So we take a hit for 12 here. And this puts a bunch of guys in their crypt. It's functionally having 35 life. Good. If so, why? Please explain. So I'm going to transmog this guy here, which turns it into a random troop. And then I'm going to play the Silver Talon Adjudicator, which is going to gain us some more life here. I probably should have let on focus there. Have I played any Pokemon recently? I've not. Pokemon's competitive circuit is absolutely rancid. It's just, like, riddled with cheaters and scumbags, so, like, it really turned me off to playing the game as a whole, which is kind of sad, because, like, Pokemon's gameplay is actually very, very good, but I just can't deal with people cheating. It's so obnoxious. So, my opponent played a card here that does... This starts as an 8 cost. You'll see its cost has been reduced. It deals 4 damage to me and every troop I control. So, they wiped out my board and hit me for some damage there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this Dark Heart out. This Dark Heart is a 4/6, or it's a 4/4 that gets +2 defense while I have a Sapphire. And normally this card costs 5, but the turn I draw it, it gets -2 cost. I'm gonna play the Silver Talon Adjudicator out here. Gain some more life. So we've gained 15 life this game, and we're at 11, so, you know, God bless. This card says, at the start of every turn, each player has to sacrifice a non-socketed card they control. So I am going to have to sacrifice the Silver Talon Adjudicator next turn, but that's fine. Let's see how aggressive my opponent wants to be here. I'll definitely be willing to trade off some resources here. They might just pass, yep, because I have to sacrifice this. Alright, Lanupaw Sight's kind of okay. They might... The fact that I have this deny to interrupt the next card they play hopefully means I'm going to be able to survive this. I went and played a Pokemon... Yeah, there, just read the thing. Just read the thing. It's easier to... So they can hit us for 6 here at the cost of their 3/2. The deny, the gruesome deed, would have killed our Dark Heart, so I'm glad we had that. They don't have another Lasguard Vengeance. We're going to be in an okay spot here. If they have a Lasguard Vengeance to put us to 1 and kill this, we're going to be... Alright, that's not a Lasguard Vengeance. We've got to draw 3 in the bank here, and this is going to make them sacrifice one of these 2 things next turn. So hopefully we can find another Adjudicator or something, another deny. Alright, that Lanupaw Sight draws us more cards. And then this Shard draws us another card. And then our Champion Power here lets us draw 2 cards, finally. For when you need card draw on your card draw. Yep, I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. This Wakuna Coin is actually a fantastic draw, because when we cycle this, we get... Oh, we've gained 17 life this game, right? Because we cycled a Wakuna Coin earlier. That's gross. They're probably going to attack in here. And we're just going to snap block. I guess if they drew Lasguards here, this could kind of suck for us. They did not. They're just going to have to lose that next turn anyway, so they might as well try and attack, bluff and attack in. Flooding a little bit here, but this... Never mind. There's an Adjudicator that draws 2 cards and gains us some more life, so we've gained just infinite life this game. Cycle another coin. Play a coin that's prophesized to draw a card. What's going on, Hecky? Play a Lanupaw Sight to draw some more cards. For when you want to draw cards with your draw cards on your draw cards. I'm just a simple man who wants to draw a whole lot of hex cards. And this deck makes me so happy because I get to draw a bunch of hex cards. What's going on, Hacky? Tino. Okay, we're gonna cut these. We're gonna bring in some more Dark Heart and Eldurathan's glories. So Dark Heart's a card. I get to customize it when I build my deck and in between games post-board. So it's really kind of sweet. It's different depending on what your deck looks like every single time, basically. think I usually board like this. The Adjudicators are good at gaining us life. Like, they were great that game. I see card draw, I upvote. It's not complex. Oh, I don't need Diamond's Favor in this matchup, right? Yeah, Diamond's Favor destroys troops with 5 defense or more, so the Adjudicators are better than that. Gain some life back. I don't think Clash of Steel is particularly well positioned. Clash of Steel lets each player choose one card and then void all other cards they control. A lot of the aggressive decks have troops with speed, so like if you're clashing away a troop out of the aggressive deck, that troop generally already hits you. It's still kind of okay against like the Ardent decks and like some of the other mid-range decks in the format, so I leave a couple on the board, but I definitely don't think it's main deckable. Hex has a reasonable in-game tutorial. Yep, when you load up, it teaches you the basics of how to play, and you have 200 free starter cards to get started with. Also, if you check out this short article here, I highlight the main differences between Hex and Magic. If you've played Magic and you read that article, you can probably just skip most of the tutorial. Hex is free to play. You can just download it from hextcg.com, or you can search for it on Steam, Hex Shards of Fate. One of the things to keep in mind is that because Hex has a standalone client, some people look at the Steam numbers and think there aren't a lot of people that play the game, but on average, there's probably 2 or 3 times the number of people active that the Steam charts show. There's actually a website called hexpvptools.com, which is actually one of my favorite things about this game. There you can see actually every game of Hex that's ever been played competitively that's not just private between 2 players. So our hand's a little bit slow on the draw. Totem Trap is a fantastic pickup. It deals 3 damage to an attacking troop for 1 resource. And it shows server activity, yep. So this Arcane Focus, we are looking for a coin, and that's a resource, and that's exactly what we found. Hopefully the Silver Talon Adjudicator into Glory is going to help us stabilize this game and win it. Glory is a really powerful card. It's a 5/5 with Steadfast, which means it doesn't exhaust when it attacks or turns sideways. And when it comes into play, it voids every troop with defense 3 or less. So it's kind of just like this big old biggity bomb. I'm going to play out the Well of Purpose this turn so I can hold up Dingle or Totem Trap, because if my opponent has a powerful 3-drop, I want to Dingle that as opposed to playing Totem Trap this turn. Alright, and they have a 4/4 here with speed, and this card says when it dies, they draw 2 cards, so we're definitely going to Dingle that. So instead of coming into play as something powerful, it's just going to be this ugly little 0/1. We take 6 here, again, just like using our life total as a resource. Kind of want to draw some more shards with this hand. So like, now I have to decide, do I want to play this slow shard and only have Dingle up, or do I want to play this Sapphire Shard so I can Dingle plus Totem Trap? I think I want to Dingle plus Totem Trap this turn, so I'm going to go ahead and pass. This means if we don't draw a non-slow shard, I can't play the Adjudicator next turn, but I think that's worth the upside. I'm going to go ahead and Totem Trap this. Okay, Gates of Shield. For starters, that abuse is possible in any TCG, but there's a big but. In Magic, the ruling of what would have happened with the exact situation that I described there would have been that if both players got a game loss, if that was the solution, you would play 2 more games. Like, that game would basically just be nullified out. And, like, that's what I was expecting to happen. Like, if the result was I'm going to have to play 2 more games, like, that's fine. Like, I legitimately won that game, but if my opponent wants to boldface lie to the judge, and, like, that's going to get reflected and logged on them, so they can't do that many times, ideally. And, like, that's fine. Opponent just concedes to the Adjudicator. Probably had a bunch of resources in their hand. Alright, sweet. And I'm up to 15th on their constructed ladder here. And from what I'm told, like, I've played a lot of paper Magic. In fact, for between 2014 and 2016, I averaged over 400 matches of sanctioned Magic per year. And during that time, I've never had what happened at my very first Pokemon tournament happen to me or seen it happen to anyone else. And I get that that's anecdotal, but like, my sample size for Magic is very large. No, 2 game losses after my opponent already won the first game meant they won the match. but they don't have chess blocks. And like the legal stalling in Pokemon is also miserable. Like the number of times I saw my opponents or people I was watching, like they just like slowed to a crawl because they started losing the game was unreal. Yeah, of course. I am always happy to answer questions. You know, if I didn't want to answer questions, I wouldn't be streaming. So always feel free to ask. Nope, Magic standard format is awful. It's truly miserable. In fact, people have been asking me if I'm going to the Invitational next month. Whether or not I'm going to the Invitational is going to largely depend on whether or not they try and fix the standard format. It's possible I'm just supposed to take the coin there so I could cycle it next turn if I don't draw something else to do. But I think I just want to play like my first few resource drops with this deck, so... Everyone I have talked to regarding Pokemon says that what I'm describing about the stalling there happens at Pokemon events on the regular and is perfectly legal. You are allocated 30 seconds per action, so it's technically legal if you take 30 seconds per game action, even if they're game actions that don't need them. Which, again, is kind of sad, because, like, you know, Pokemon has, like, reasonable cash prizes at their tournaments, and, like, their online client is Aces. And, like, I was enjoying playing the actual game a good bit, but, like, I just can't justify, like that weekend cost me $150 to go. I spent 2 days away from my family, and I got scummed out of it by, you know, a bad apple. And their judge system wasn't in place to, like, discourage that from happening, basically. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a reason why, like, you know, I can play a Hex tournament from cash from my home every single weekend. You know, sometimes 2 or 3 in a weekend. So, like, my traveling is definitely less because of that, too. So, this card, Vampire Princess, every time this hits me, they get to look at a random card in my hand, and if they look at an action, they get to take that action away and turn it into a Vampire Kiss. So hopefully they don't look at my deny here. We got a 1 in 6 chance to be sad. Eldurathan's Glory, yep. Academy, interesting. Another deny. So yeah, I'm just gonna play this Glory out and void this Vampire Princess. I haven't played Hex since the second expansion. Feels ugh to get back into it, the amount of farming to be done. I mean, so Hex, that's something I haven't mentioned actually. One of the things I really like about Hex coming from Magic is that Hex has a full buy-sell trade secondary market. So much like getting started in a deck on Magic Online, if I don't feel like grinding the campaign, I can just I can just, you know, buy my deck. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, as someone who's an adult with, you know, a job and money, like, I would much rather just buy a deck than spend infinite time grinding it out. Alright, Locket of Reflection is kind of going to be obnoxious for us. This says whenever they play a non-resource card, if there's exactly one card in their deck with the same name as that card, they get to play it for free. So basically all their cards are going to be doubled from here on out, which is not good for my control deck. Nothing is as expensive as Magic. Is Gwent having regular cash tournaments that I can play from my home? I haven't seen anything about that. Also, like, the starting competitive Hex deck that's tier 2 is like $10, so, you know, take it or leave it, I guess. And cycle this. You can, like, you know, trade an MTG fetch land for... Alright, well, they just borrowed both my cards. This card takes my card off the table and puts it into their hand. So, they aren't going... Ooh, that's really good for me, actually. It's kind of awkward that I drew it now because it's not cheaper anymore, but this is going to kill their Academy of Cerulean at least. I guess I'm going to feel kind of bad if they have Hero Fall. I get to take the Academy off the table. This makes him sacrifice a non-socketed card every turn, so... hopefully I just get to dodge a Hero Fall this turn. It's really kind of a tilt that they... I guess holding up 1 deny isn't even enough to protect this, right? Cycle this and end of turn. I think I want to just hold up a couple of denies here. Pass back. Yeah, I'm just going to wait on this. Next turn, I can play my Oracle Song, which costs 3, and hold double deny up. So when this hits me, he flips the top card of my deck over, and if it's a shard, they get to draw it. Which, you know, does that draw a card? No. Okay. And like Pokemon's, well, I'm glad we held our denies up, because there's no way we're beating double Vampire Queen here. Hopefully we can draw an Eldurathan's Glory and use that to void this, and then we can get the locket off the table. If we can get the locket off the table this turn, that would be insane for us. Unfortunately, there's only 1 more Glory in our deck. All right, another deny. That's pretty good. So we have double deny up again next turn. So hopefully we can keep their cards off the table at this point. Yeah, not playing the Lanupaw side out yet. So I want to make sure I protect this Dark Heart and keep their stuff off the table so we can possibly get rid of this locket. Man, are we just gonna grind? It would be so sweet if we grind through this locket. This card's like a nightmare for control decks. It just like turns every card they play into 2-for-1s, but... And like, I mean, Pokemon's like marketing hard at like kids, right? So... Okay, yeah, I am just 10 out of 10 double denying here. Because like I said, if they had something else to follow this up with, sure, but they might not. Ooh, that's pretty good too. Again, a little awkward that we drew it now, so we're not going to be able to have it for 3 resources next turn. This is only cheaper the turn we draw it, so drawing another turn kind of sucks. They have another set of removal spells. We're going to be in trouble. Well, I guess they have another set of removal spells. We just get to play the other one and then kill the locket. So, yeah, I guess that's fine. Oh! Spoke too soon. Alright, well, we need to hit Psychic Ascension now. We have 2 of them in our deck, so, you know, maybe. Please. Eldurathan's Glory, you are 1 turn too late, Mr. Glory. That's really unfortunate. So Hero Fall, in addition to destroying the troop that I have in play, also gets rid of all those copies of that troop out of my deck. I'm not playing this Glory out yet, even though it's castable, because I want to save it to get rid of something like Vampire or Bride of the Damned if they put those out into play. We have 3 draws in the bank here from this Lanupaw site, which feels good. That's a Totem Trap that draws a card, so that's kind of a dead one until later in the game. So, 2 copies of Psychic Ascension here. We put the second one in our deck to hopefully avoid situations exactly like what's happening now, but unfortunately it doesn't really look like that's happening. So, that actually gives us a target for this Transmog and this Totem Trap, so that feels good. And by that, it being double Totem Trap. So this one draws a card and deals 3 damage to an attacking troop, so we'll trap this and then trap it again. Activated my trap card. Sweet, that's a resource that draws a card. We're almost to a second Dreaming Fox activation here. Hopefully we hit our Psychic Ascension before that happens. Yeah, right? Like, that's always an interesting question. Like, do they only have the one, or, like, is the other one already gone, or, like, what's the deal? All right, our last Lanupaw site had run out, so we'll go ahead and play this one. Let's get rid of that Vampire Princess with our Eldurathan's Glory here. They've already played a lot of their removal, like, they're through Reap and they're through Hero Fall, so that they probably don't have a ton of ways left to kill this. And they're at 13, so, like, we could just kill them with this card. We have 3 draws in the bank here. That's really unfortunate for us. Do they have a way to kill this? I guess I could have just transmogged the Vampire Princess to hold off on the brides. Yeah, this might have been... Playing this like I did was probably wrong. Although I guess they can't kill this, right? If they kill this, it comes back and it voids the brides. So that's fine with me. Also, we know one of the cards in their hand is an Eldurathan's Glory. So, we know one of the cards in their hand is the Eldurathan's Glory that they borrowed earlier. We have 3 card draws in the bank. We got 2 more card draws next turn. Psychic Ascension, please. That said, well, I'm going to attack for 1 here. I'm not going to attack for 1 because then they can attack me for 5 next turn. I'll just leave it. So, Bride of the Dam says, when my opponent has 5 blood thresholds, when they kill one of my troops, they get it back into play under their control. I wonder if they realize how that interaction is going to work out. They're getting a Sapphire here, so they might. Maybe they just have a Psychic Ascension they're going to play at some point here. Silver Talon, Adjudicator. This draws 2 cards. So I guess I'm going to play this. Yeah. Maybe I'm not supposed to have done that. This gives them a way to, like, draw some cards in this game. Holy God, where are my Psychic Ascensions? I guess I should have just attacked with this last turn. There's no way they're blocking, right? Playing this bird out was wrong. Playing this bird out was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Use one of these in response, so that way, or transmog that in response, so that way they don't get it. Sure. Double Lanupaw sight seems good. Maybe these birds are going to draw cards yet. Probably they gotta be shrinking the Adjudicator, right? One of the other things to keep track of too is the clocks are blanked out by my deck list on the side right now, but I'm currently up 4.5 minutes on my opponent. Yes, they 10 out of 10 should have done that. God bless us, everyone. Get that out of there. $17 cards left in my deck. Still haven't drawn a Psychic Ascension. That's unfortunate. Oh, it drew them cards. That's fine. So this is still gonna draw. They played that to try and not let us draw cards here, but we're gonna get to draw cards anyways. Where on earth is my Psychic Ascensions? There are 2 of them in here, dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Maybe these Adjudicators can just win the game. We got 8 flying power here, I suppose. Good Lord. Yeah, at least we know they don't have any more brides. That's true. Transmogrifade tags this, I guess. This looks at 3 cards. The problem is, like, we could realistically just, like, not have not have enough cards left in our deck for what's it called, right? For the Psychic Ascension to be enough? Yeah. Yeah, like, no joke. Like, we could run out of cards. Okay, there's the first diamond towards their Eldurathan's Glory, which we know they have in their hand. Second Locket of Reflection, sure, that doesn't matter at this point. Feels good to know we're grinding them out of this, though. I'm going to hold this Transmog because if we hit Psychic Ascension next turn, I want to be able to, make a random one-drop with it. Holy crap. Man, what, this is, like, this happened so many times earlier today. God bless. So Psychic Ascension, if you're new to Hex, changes our champion power here. And now our champion makes a random action for 1 charge. And that random action, then whenever we play an action, we get a random troop with the same cost as said action. I'd love another Psychic Ascension. That actually doesn't do anything, right? I don't think this generates a troop. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. So let's transmog this Prince and then attack twice in the air here. You have removal. We're transmogging my birds. Okay. Tongue of the Black Crucible. That's a good one. Battlefield Ironsmith. Deal. Yeah, attack with my tongue. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Flash of Steel, I think. Do I want to? Yeah. Skull Tactician. That's funny. This means we each choose 1 card we have in play and void the rest. Maybe that's bad. I'm gonna keep this one, though. Yeah, that's probably loose. I'm probably supposed to not do that. I don't know. We'll see. Like, they might keep this guy at this point, honestly. Feel like I should keep the Grimskull? Really? Why? We have more health than our opponent. This is going to turn into a 6/6 with flight. No, you don't know a Tongue of the Black. Come on, play more limited there, Burgle. Play more limited. That's not actually a card we want to cast right now. It's unfortunate. Hopefully they're just out of removal and they're going to die to this in 2 hits. Yeah, possibly. Oh, God. Alright, well, there's an Ascension in their deck, too. I guess that shouldn't surprise us. Seriously? That was their randomly generated action, too. Because they're not playing any diamond cards. That's a tilt.
Tilt City.
Am I playing the Soothsaying? Probably. Choose a target troop you control. Okay, put those troops. Create a replica target troop. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna play the Soothsaying as a normal.
It's just what you need is a Lanupaw sight.
I think we're playing that and then just like not. Yeah, I think we're just playing this for the 3-drop, which gave us another 1-drop. Okay. Am I just playing this replicator reinforcement thing on this? Skitter Gear Gang. Okay, Midnight Hour. Put target troop. Sweet. Okay. We might be doing it, fam. We might be doing it.
Fam family.
I'm passing here so I can Midnight Hour at their end of turn.
Bye-bye.
2 cheap shots, huh? Oh, they both... That's rude. Yep. God, they just got so many blockers. They just got so many blockers.
Get lucky or
In a midnight hour and bounce this Bloodbearer. Vigilant Duskwing. On the list of hits that were good, that was definitely towards the top. Time Flux. Revert target card, put that card into its controller's hand. I'm 10 out of 10 playing this out. The question is, am I playing out this resource? I probably have them dead over the next couple of turns, right?
Not if you draw your cards.
Yeah, right. I need the charge to... When you play this draw card. Alright, well, probably can't cast that one. Oh, you know what? I can dingle that other thing on the way back down, too. Maybe I'm supposed to attack with this. I feel like I don't want to attack with my ground pounders here because I don't want them to draw a card with this lackey.
Ow!
That could be incorrect, though. Yeah, 10 out of 10 just going to dingle this.
Oh, stop!
Okay, sure. Alright, how good are your random actions? Mine was pretty good. Lets me protect this guy, which is what we're looking to do.
Excuse me.
Always start your turn by generating a random, see what you get.
Stop.
Battle
Break it
Agenda.
up.
Another uncastable because it draws cards, God bless.
Break it up, kids. Don't bite me. Alright, fine. Bite each other. I don't care. Aww.
That doesn't do anything. They were hoping to generate a flyer, and they're dead. Sweet. All right, 2 cards to spare. All right, let's get these Verdict of the Ancient Kings in our deck. Let's get this Loregoyle Curator in our deck. Let's get this extra glory.
Did you just call
Let's
me?
cut these Totem Traps. Loregoyle Curator? Loregoyle Curator, whatever it's
You
called.
said Loregoyle.
Actually, maybe I don't want all of those. Trim the last Adjudicator too. I could see this being okay. Just grind them. Plan to be to grind them out. You want more? My 3-year-old subsists on Honey Nut Cheerios alone. I think that... Whoa, whoa.
Damn it, kids.
I think this is what we want to do.
Go play with the lawnmower somewhere else.
Can you change, Jake, please?
It doesn't fit here. You cannot bring the
So...
lawnmower in the...
There might be merit. I'm going to bring in 2 Totem Traps versus these 2 Transmogs, I think. Just kind of split the difference here. Outside of Bride of the Damned, Totem Trap is better at killing vampires, so it actually takes them off the board.
It's not time yet.
I don't hate another Dark Heart. I guess that's fair. I didn't get a chance to submit because I submitted, whatever. The problem with playing a bunch of the same troops that are expensive like that is, like, last game, I guess they only have 2 Hero Falls in their deck, right? So, like, we're not getting Hero Falled that often, so maybe I should just, like, go all in on the Dark Hearts. I think you should probably be playing Marvel instead of Zombies, and if you're not playing Marvel, you should play a format that's not standard.
Why isn't it in your...
All right. All right, they took away our draw 3. That's smart. All right, we drew another resource there, so yeah, I'm gonna lead on this, and then probably cycle this coin on too. with the 11-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back, bud. Subscriptions are the absolute best way you can help support my content, so thank you. I do appreciate it.
Hey, stop being a gremlin. No, give them back to him.
I mean, like, saying Magic's current format is better than Sealed is setting the bar pretty low. Sealed's pretty atrocious. Yeah, the consistent mana is definitely worthwhile. That being said, Maddie played Mono Black Zombies on our team in Louisville, and it was definitely the biggest mistake we made that weekend. If they had the option to play anything else, I would recommend playing anything else, but if it's the only choice, I would probably Mono Black Zombies. But 10 out of 10 would not recommend playing it. Alright, well, our Psychic Ascension is here nice and early this game, so hopefully we can play a bunch of actions. And so this card starts as a 15 cost, and every time we play an action, it gets cheaper permanently, so eventually it whittles down to being fairly cheap. Let's see what they have going on here. Hopefully just play a Locket and I get to Dark Heart it. It's unfortunate. They probably don't want to play Locket into potential Deny or something like that. And again, we just get to, like, hang out here and just, like, make our resource drops. They played a discard spell on us, but we're gonna get to, like, Champion Power and pick up 2 new cards at some point here. They're missing a resource drop, which is great for us. I would just love to make, like, my first 14 resource drops in this matchup. It's my favorite. Oh, look, more resources. Just what we wanted. What's the most expensive Psychic Ascension ever cost? Probably 10 or 11. Usually it's just, like, happens to be cheaper than that because you're just, like, playing actions to play the game, which is why Psychic Ascension is a sweet control finisher, because it's just, like, reward you for doing things you want to be doing in a control deck anyways. They know about Verdict. Good call. Alright, I'm gonna troop out. Look at that. Not only do we get to continue hitting our resource drops here, but now we get to add some pressure to the table. Put our clock out here. Get to draw 2 cards without discarding here. And Deny is fantastic. See if they have a cheap shot here that they want to play out or not. I'm going to deny this, and the reason why I'm denying this is it gives them an opportunity to play Locket, and then we just get to play Dark Heart and kill their Locket. I'm playing a draw spell is a little bit worse for us. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. This Thunderfield Seer is going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in his time of need. He's racing and pacing and plotting a course. Vampire Prince, you say? Yeah, I don't really care about that, I don't think.
Transmog to take your ascension.
What?
Transmog to take your ascension.
I don't think so. I think I want to just play this Eldurathan's Glory. I'm going to start by attacking here. So this will void the Seer and the Prince, and then we'll play this post-combat as a follow-up. Opponent is now down 5.5 minutes on clock, and they have to win 2 games, so we're looking good from that aspect of things. Protect the Psychic Ascension at all costs. If they have a Locket and a removal spell, we could be in trouble. Reap. I'm sure he's dead. Vampire Princess. Okay, Alright, so we hit a resource. So again, I'm just gonna play this Adjudicator here because it gets to draw some cards. I love when my bird draws cards. And then, like, in the... It costs 11.
Yeah.
Transmog this and unstepped and untapped and ascended. Huh. Maybe that's good. I don't know. It gives them an opening to like take the deny out of my hand. Plus, I like have a hard time passing up drawing cards with Birdie. I just enjoy drawing cards, honey. I can't help it.
Sure, but if you ascend early, you're pretty unstable.
Easy block. I have a cheap shot here. Nope. Just a trade. Sweet. And I think this probably gives us a window to stick this Ascension. I feel like if they had a counter, they would have fought over the deny that draws a card. You know, at random. If they stick another Vampire Queen, or if they ascend themselves, that could be bad for us potentially. But if they don't have Locket or Ascension, they're going to be in a pretty bad spot here. And then Epiphany probably means we're just going to grind through them. If they play their own Ascension here, the game's not just over. Not by any means. But if they don't have Locket or Ascension, the game is effectively done. Alright, we have a game, ladies and gentlemen. We have a game. It was smart of them to play the Strangle at end step to take their thing down. Apologies for my children screaming at each other in the background.
They're having fun.
That's what kids do. They scream.
Don't apologize for them being kids who are having fun.
Cool. Card in my hand gets -2 cost. Alright. Free Transmog? Free Dingle. Play a resource. All 3 children are screaming, you're not wrong.
Am I the child in this relationship?
Yes.
I think that's correct.
So, one of the sweet things about making this Dingle free as well is that it means that it's going to make a copycat with my Psychic Ascension when we play it. Locket of Reflection. Well, let's cycle this and see if we hit a way to interrupt this. Alright, well.
Ding.
Ding. We got a Woolsey Rabbit here too. Feels good. They probably should have started by hitting their champion power. They could have generated a way to interrupt my stuff there. Llama Herder, that seems good. So I didn't really want to start sacrificing all my stuff just yet. Always start by generating a random, see what we get. 2 of our things gain invincible, seems okay. Draws us a random action out of the top cards in our deck, seems okay. This is just gonna copy my Llama Herder here, I think, and then they're just gonna do the Llama Herder dirty, basically. We can exhaust each other, although I guess this one gets to attack here, right? I want to fight over this. They're mostly out of cards, and these Llama Herders are going to let us go really wide, which is what we kind of need to do to win the Psychic Ascension off.
Hey!
If we make two idiots a turn on top of the idiots we're already making, because, well, Psychic Ascension, probably win this. Using a Verdict's kind of a valuable resource. If they have another Locket here, we could be in trouble. We'll see, though. We're pretty far ahead on board. Yep, that's a Blood's Favor. That's a Crucible, the Black Tongue. Yep. Drawing a lot of cards. I'm fine. This means the Silver Talon Adjudicator is going to get to draw cards for us at some point here. If they have black removal, we can use Benediction to protect our Llama Herders.
Purple.
I'd have had to spend 3 more resources to do that, Klutz, and I think I'd rather hold things up here. I think just like having 2 Llama Herders here is fine. I'm going to save this Transmog in the event that my opponent plays a Bride of the Damned, because we do know they have Brides in their deck. Is that good? If so, why? Please explain. Darkheart, probably ready to just play Darkhearts out. Especially considering, like, we're getting 2 llamas a turn. I'm not playing the dark card out pre-combat because I don't want them to know the dark card is coming. That's really unfortunate. This always makes violence with something borrowed. Yep, well, now I'm really glad I didn't play the dark cards out previously. Trade these 2 at least. I guess I could make this invincible, but that doesn't seem worth it considering they're all soul cursed anyways. Well, we are no longer ahead on board. Alright, hopefully we can ride these dark cards to victory. Also, again, opponent's down 6 minutes on clock now, so, you know, make choices quickly. They have to win this game plus another one. Yep, take a random. Honestly, I might want to absolute power for just like 1 or 2 just to draw a couple cards. Make a random 8 drop. Depends on how wide we go. These dark cards are going to keep our board in check a little bit here too. I'm going to empower Benediction here and give both my dark cards invincible. It also gives us a bigger troop off of the... Although I guess that doesn't really matter because I'm going to have to sacrifice these anyways. Although I suppose this is relevant if they kill one of these in response. Let's sacrifice both of these. We have a Speed Crusader, sure. Silver Talon Adjudicator looking like it's going to draw some cards here. Siphon! They gained a bunch of life, sure. It's like, figure they have enough cards to slog through. It's fair. A lot of this is probably going to be decided by what kind of RNG we hit off of our... Are you attacking? My guys are invincible. Lost in time. Okay, well, put that one on top of their deck. That's really good. It says when
things to sack.
No, it says whenever we play an action, we put 3 eggs in their deck.
I know, but if you have spiders, they're easy things to throw away to Dark Heart.
Ooh, that's really good. Because it costs exactly 0. I'm going to make another hatchery guy here. I think that's actually pretty reasonable for us. Every action we play puts 6 eggs in my opponent's deck now. If they block here, I'm going to Totem Trap their guy. Sure. Mostly because I want to put 6 eggs in their deck. This prevents them from gaining life too, which is a bonus, but like... That's not the reason we're doing it. Wow, yeah, looking like we're gonna be in a spot to grind through whatever they do this game with these dingles and stuff in our deck. Sure, they're gonna trade then. Do you have a cheap shot? They have a cheap shot that could be kind of bad for us, I guess. Peace, Doctor. Thanks for hanging out. Yep, hope your randoms are real good. They play a troop, we can dingle it. Waltz of the Damned. Yep, have to deny that one. This gives them all of the troops and lets them, Oh, geez, this came into play and is gonna get things for them. That's fine. I think I still want to deny this. Also put 6 eggs in their deck to do so, so, like, let's do it. That Dingle is gonna make another copycat, you're not wrong. The next troop they play is getting ring-a-ding-dingled, and we're gonna make a, let's make sure we don't copy the one. This is the original, right? Yep, the OG. Copy the OG here. Because otherwise this will revert back to a copycat. Yep. So their deck's up to 52 cards in it now. Which is, you know, good for us. We have to sacrifice 2 things here. Just whatever.
Gee, that's sad.
It is, it's really rough. It's a hard dock life, really. Chimera Strike gives one of our troops power equal to its defense this turn. That seems pretty good. Then attack with the Silver Talon Adjudicator. And Chimera Strike if they block. Puts 9 eggs in their deck. Do I want just absolute power for like 2 to 3 cards? I think I bite. Gives us a random 8 drop too. And puts 9 eggs in their deck. This gives us 7 power. And it creates a thing. Yep, I'm just gonna cast this. With a Dread Suit Omega. I think I just want like 2 cards here. The old 8 cost draw 2 go, I guess. So now, even if they're able to clear the board, the eggs that are in their deck at this point probably win the game for us. There's 66 cards in their deck, and their deck should probably be almost as thin as ours, so like... Troop you control's ready, summon a Dreadling. That's good with Dark Heart, too. Look at that. Oh, you always get Dread Suit with absolute power? It's good to know. That the only 8 drop in the format that's Sapphire. Would make sense. Opponent's now down almost 7 minutes on their clock. What are we taking out of my crypt? Deny. There are verdicts left in my deck. Yeah, I'm gonna cycle this in response because we can hit a verdict.
Ding.
And
Copycat.
that is cheaper from our other prophesied thing, so let's make... Where's the OG one? Let's make another hatchery guy here. Counter your thing.
Ding.
Ooh, they have a From the Ashes. Am I transmogging in response to put 12 eggs in their deck?
Yes. Do it.
I mean, like, there was only 15 cards left in my deck. This gives them a troop of their choice back into play under their control.
Dark Heart.
Maybe? They really need to clock me. Wow, they took the Dark Heart. That's weird. Why did they gain life? Oh, because they had a Blood Bearer.
They're not gonna win the next game in 5 minutes.
That's true. I don't think they're ahead in this game. I guess they could theoretically deck me.
I don't know, but you probably got a spiders before that.
The old Shark Mart, sure. Maybe I'm just supposed to play this turn. Well, I didn't hit any spiders, so I guess that worked out. Lets me clean up anything they generate here. Right, we knew they had the Llama Herder too, so holding that is great. You know that. Oh, I get to look at their hand. That's fun. Hero Fall, Cry, Spider Nest, sure.
Hero Fall's so good.
Oh, wait, what does Cry do?
I don't think it was Cry of though. I think it was just Cry of.
It only gives... Okay, I couldn't remember if it only gave attacking troops the bonus or not. Because if it was any troop, they could use it to blow out this glory trigger. Should be, you know, annoying for us. Valor Rising. Alright, well, maybe we'll get something that produces Valor at some point. Probably not. Generated a Speed Crusader, fair. There's my boys. Sure, you have a locket.
Whoa!
No blocks.
You need help? What do you need help with?
I want to save this so I can eventually gang block this, and I draw a bunch of cards, and then hopefully hit a bunch of spiders. Well, that's the game. So, Polymorphic Army, for those who are unaware, the only thing... This is almost the game. The only thing at 10 is Walking Calamity. So we just get 4 Walking Calamities there. And Walking Calamities at 10/10 with Speed and Crush that says Death Cry. This deals 10 damage to each opposing champion and troop. So, yeah, my stuff is yours. I've got 4 Clam Bakes. What you gonna do about it? What's the time now? They have 4 minutes and I have 11 minutes.
It doesn't matter. You won this game.
I guess they could hit a Purge here. Watch them generate a Purge now that we said that.
Voiding would do it.
Yep, Purge is the hit. Did you get the Purge? Did you get the Purge? We're dead! How are we so dead? Oh my god, the swings! The swings! Oh, jeez. Oh, man. What a game. What a game. Oh, apologies to the headphones users, but yeah, that was fucking great. That was quite excellent. I haven't been that pleased to get skunked out of a game in a long time. Polymorphic Army doesn't make... Would it make that which does not exist? If you Polymorphic Army for 16? Is that how it would work? Anyone know? I don't actually know how that would work. If it would make 16 16s, that's correct. We would have killed them there. But I thought there actually has to be a troop. But that would make sense if it makes that which does not exist. They didn't block. I played it after they chose not to block. Okay, yeah, so we technically missed lethal there. But I mean, like, the ending of that game would have been way less sweet if we just killed them there, right? That's, like, far less exciting. It's, like, not exciting, but fine. We got a Totem Trap. Sapphire Shard was a great draw there. Lets us hold up these denies now, too. Which we just have to not... Opponent has 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and we have 10.5 minutes, so we just have to, like, not time out. Or not die while they time out. And they have a Vampire Prince here is their best possible play, and we have a Totem Trap to deal with that. It's on the left side here, underneath my deck list. So when you're playing Hex, it'll be on the left side here. But my deck list covers it up, because generally the clock isn't something that's relevant to the people watching. I'm gonna Verdict this. Keep him out of my hand. Let's just leave the deck list off. We know it's in my deck list, so people can watch it. I don't actually know the answer to that, so... Well, we just have three no buttons for the less than 3 minutes they have, so, you know, let's do it. Man, I haven't timed someone out in a long time. It's been a while. If they have 3 more threats, they could potentially push this through, but... Yeah, that's the plan. Where are we going? Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care about this. drawing them cards. A lot of their cards don't have high impact. Academy. This is going to give them good selection, but I think that's fine.
You're not playing him.
Well, you know, Psychic Ascension's here nice and early. Ideally, we want to draw that as soon as we can cast it. We really wanted to just draw, like, resource there so we could curve into our champion power. Get out of here. They have a... They don't have a locket to follow this up, at least. So that's good for us. Take what you want. They took our deny. Okay, well, if they go locket into thing that matters, that'd be bad for us. Okay, well, that doesn't stop locket, but it stops a potential threat here. So that means they need 2 good troops here. Hopefully they just have Vampire Queen and then this Dingle gets them. There's the locket. It's unfortunate for us. Another Transmogrifade. Yep. So if they have Vamp Queen now, we're going to be in trouble. Double Locket, double Withering Gaze, Vampire Prince. Into Vamp Queen. Good beats opponent. I guess we could draw Glory here. 2 of those in our deck. One of their only ways to win this game. It's kind of frustrating. I guess I did punt that second game. I did punt that second game. Maybe I'm supposed to have countered this so that way they have lower card quality. I guess I'm just supposed to take these hits here because the average 1 power troop could have more than 1. I'm going to transmog this so they don't have a Vampire Princess to try and take away this. Please don't be like a Clobberdon. Thank you. It's pretty awful for us. Yep, I mean, that's how my variance works, right? Anyone who's watched the stream before knows that as soon as I make one really tiny mistake, we then get punished by them running good into them running good into us running bad. Alright, so we're dead in 3 right now. So we get to Psychic Ascend next turn. I guess we got that going for us. We could potentially gum things up enough from there. Yep, that's what we got. For fuck's sake! That's so frustrating. I guess I should have countered this. It's a really disappointing end to a match that was otherwise pretty exciting. Like, yeah. Yeah, man, I got nothing. Enjoy. Maybe, yeah. I guess an Adjudicator can pull us our life total back up into this a little bit here. We get 2 draws at that next turn. Seriously? Well, there goes all of those streams. They took a deny out of our crypt, I'm sure. Okay, I mean, this coin might actually give us enough to time them out. Woo! Sorry, I was salty stream. We got there with the tick-tock goes the clock. I'm sorry I was salty, opponent. I was a little... We ran pretty bad there, and they ran pretty good. But the tick-tock got them. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the day, folks. We've had a nice, long day of streaming, so I will see all of y'all around. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Have a good evening. Unless there's anyone else on that I can host.